Way back in the 1870s, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach both worked for Nicholas Otto and perfected the four-stroke petrol engine, which was patented in Otto's name in 1877, and more than 100 years later, the four-stroke Otto cycle is still the basis of the petrol engines which power billions of road-going vehicles. Daimler and Maybach left Otto and moved together to Cannstatt, where, as the Daimler company, they set up in a tiny workshop in the conservatory of a nearby hotel in order to further develop petrol engines. The first small single-cylinder unit was used to power the world's first motorcycle, and then a series of motorcycles until, in 1886, they built a car based on a horse-drawn carriage with an engine just less than 500cc. Daimler was mostly interested in the engines themselves, as were the financiers who helped get the company going, but it was Maybach who saw a future for cars and urged the first purpose-built motor car into production. This time, the chassis was purpose-made by NSU, and though the engine still relied on the hot tube ignition system which had fired up the earlier models, it also featured Maybach's critically important invention, the atomizing carburettor. By now, the company was building cars as a business, although records from the period are sparse and exact production figures are unobtainable. But it seems they may have been making around a dozen cars each year. And by now, the idea of the motor car had become far more firmly established. Indeed, Daimler had a nearby rival in the shape of Benz. Not only were the products being sold to the wealthy aristocracy, but they were already being used in competition. Motor racing had just begun and Daimler was among the first.